1952. A barber shop in Pittsburgh, Thursday afternoon. A woman waiting to collect her husband's forgotten hat. While she waits, she watches. The barber, 30 years in this chair, takes a wide-tooth comb and a bottle that costs less than $1 and does something to the back of a man's head in 4 minutes. No heat, no second product, just method. She is watching the way women watched a lot of things in 1952 without anyone noticing. Learning without asking permission. She stops at the drugstore on the way home. 2 items, 29 cents total. At 62, her hair looks like it did at 41. Her daughter will ask every year of her adult life what she uses. The answer never changes, neither does the price. These are 15 hair tricks standard in American homes for most of the 20th century. Everyone worked. Everyone was abandoned, not because better came along, but because there was no money in a 29-cent method you couldn't trademark. Number 7 on this list is the one people always ask about first. Number 3 will make you quietly angry. Number 1 you already know. You just stop doing it. Before number 15, subscribe. This channel is here to make exactly this. Hit that button, then let's go. Number 15, the Rainwater rinse. Women collected rainwater in ceramic jugs, glass jars, whatever held a gallon. Soft water, no lime, no chlorine, nothing added by a treatment plant, was used as the final rinse after washing. The hair dried lighter, softer, with a clarity that tap water does not produce. A 2016 study in the International Journal of Trichology confirmed that hard water measurably increases hair breakage and surface friction compared to soft water, the same surface friction driving the frizz correction and smoothing treatment industry, now valued at over $3 billion. A 1946 beauty column in Harper's Bazaar called soft water rinsing the single most effective thing an American woman can do for her hair at no cost. Rainwater is still free. You cannot trademark weather. That turned out to be the problem. The ceramic jug still sits on some windowsills, and the woman who fills it when it rains has never once been asked why. Number 14, cold water final rinse. After conditioning, always cold water. Ice cold from the tap, a full minute head bowed over the tub. The cold closes the cuticle. A flattened cuticle reflects light. What reflects light looks glossy, healthy, expensive. The physics has not changed since 1955. The shine serum category, a few drops of silicone in a small bottle for $25 to $40, exists entirely to simulate what a closed cuticle does naturally. A cold tap does it for free. My grandmother called it sealing it in. She used that phrase about hair the same way she used it about canning tomatoes. She was right both times. Number 13, egg yolk shampoo. 1 egg yolk beaten with a little warm water, massaged into the wet scalp for 3 minutes, rinsed clean. The shampoo. Some women used it every wash, some kept it as a monthly treatment. The lecithin in egg yolk is a natural emulsifier. It loosens oil and builds up the way surfactants do in commercial shampoo without stripping natural moisture. A 1954 Good Housekeeping column called it the beauty treatment hiding in your icebox. 1 egg, 12 cents in 1955. The protein conditioning category at salons now generates over $800 million annually. The egg was there first. The daughters who watch this in their mothers' kitchens on Saturday mornings are the women at 60 whose hairdressers cannot explain their scalp. Number 12, lemon juice scalp brightener. Fresh lemon juice diluted in water, worked into the scalp and through the length of the hair, left for 10 minutes before washing. For blondes, it brightened. For brunettes, it controlled buildup at the scalp and left the hair with a clarity that conditioner alone does not produce. The citric acid is a mild alpha hydroxy acid, the same compound in $65 scalp serums. Doris Day attributed diluted lemon to her hair's color and condition in a 1949 photoplay interview. Her hair photographed like sunlight. It may not have been coincidence. A lemon costs 3 cents. Nobody could patent it. So they extracted the molecule, put it in a dropper bottle, and called it innovation. Number 11. Beer rinse. The bottle sat open on the counter overnight. Flat by morning, room temperature, left that way on purpose. Pabst Blue Ribbon, or whatever was in the icebox, poured through damp hair after washing, fingers working root to end, 2 minutes, then rinsed clean. The smell was gone by the time the hair dried. What stayed was body, not the surface slip of a silicone product, but actual strand thickness, because the malt and hop proteins deposited along the shaft and stayed. Women who tried it once rarely stopped. A can cost 12 cents in 1958. The industry has since built a $2 billion volumizing category to replace something that costs less than a dime. That is not an upgrade. That is a business model. Here is what keeps surfacing when you trace this carefully. The modern hair routine, clarifying shampoo, volumizing conditioner, heat protectant, smoothing serum, finishing spray did not emerge because women's hair changed. It emerged in the late 1960s as a deliberate market expansion by companies that had already saturated the one-product category. A 1971 internal Procter & Gamble document, later cited in a 2003 Journal of Business Ethics review, outlined what they called product differentiation through habit fragmentation, dividing one routine step into multiple purchasable steps. They did not invent better products, they invented more products to replace the ones that cost 12 cents. Number 5 on this list is the one they would most prefer you forget. We're almost there. Number 10. Glycerin leave-in treatment. 2 parts water, 1 part vegetable glycerin, a few drops of whatever oil was in the house, mineral almond olive. Sprayed onto damp hair, combed through, left in. Glycerin is a humectant. It pulls water molecules from the air and holds them in the hair shaft. A 2019 study in the Journal of Cosmetic Science confirmed it as one of the most effective hair moisturizers available, comparable to silicone-based commercial serums. The leave-in conditioner market is worth over $1 billion. The glycerin costs $4 and lasts months. It took 50 years to forget it and another 20 years to sell it back. The women who never forgot it have hair at 70 years that no product currently on the market can account for. Number 9. The Breck Weekly Ritual. From the early 1950s through the late 1960s, Breck shampoo, the glass bottle with the painted portrait, was in nearly every American bathroom. But the product was not the practice. The practice was frequency, once a week. The scalp was given time to produce and distribute its natural oils. Hair was cleaned when it needed cleaning, not on a corporate schedule. A 2022 study in the Journal of the American Academy of Dermatology identified overwashing as one of the leading causes of scalp irritation and chronic dryness in American women. The current U.S. average is 4.5 washes per week. The shampoo industry's recommendation has consistently been daily. The Breck bottle cost 29 cents. The instruction to wash daily was free, and it came with a large marketing budget. Number 8. Silk scarf sleep wrap. Women understood something by watching rather than reading. Hair that was wrapped at night looked different by morning. A scarf, silk or satin, 80 cents at Woolworth's, tied at the nape before bed. Not for warmth, but for what it prevented while they slept. Cotton pulls. 8 hours against a cotton pillowcase is 8 hours of friction, moisture loss, and broken set. The scarf stopped all of it at once. Dorothy Dandridge kept hers on every night of her career. Lena Horne gave the same advice in every interview that asked about her hair. Neither called it a technique. They called it obvious. The silk pillowcase market appeared 50 years later. Same principle, premium linen, $65 to $90. The scarf at Woolworth's cost 80 cents. It still does. Number 7, pink foam rollers. Pink or blue or yellow, sponge and plastic, 12 to a pack, kept in a cotton bag in the drawer. Hair set on them damp. Slept on them, woke up to curls that held all day. No heat, no diffuser, no product. No heat means no protein damage. No protein damage means hair that stayed strong and elastic far longer than it does today. Conair launched its first consumer blow dryer in 1970. Within 5 years, the cold set method was gone, not because the curls were worse, but because the tool was sellable and the rollers were not. YouTube comments on hair care videos are full of women in their 60s. I went back to foam rollers and my hair recovered better than anything I'd tried in 20 years. They are describing their grandmother's drawer. $12 at any drugstore. When I started researching this, I expected to find a few overlooked tips. What I found instead was a complete system. A routine that was coherent, protective, and quietly precise. They just didn't use that vocabulary because they didn't need to. Cuticle damage, protein bonds, and moisture retention, the language is new. The practices that protect those things are not, what I'm still sitting with. The idea that the vocabulary we use to sound knowledgeable about hair care was invented largely to sell treatments for problems the old routine didn't cause. Number 3 makes that point more clearly than anything else on this list. It contains 0 products. That is not an accident. Through the 1940s and into the 1950s, women made their own setting gel. Sugar dissolved in warm water, sometimes a little gelatin, sometimes flaxseed boiled into a clear slip, applied to damp hair before roller setting. It held a curl without stiffness, without flake, and washed out with water. By the mid-1960s, Dippity-Doo commercialized exactly this, a water-soluble car bomber gel in a pink tub, drugstore shelf, 69 cents. Same principle, same result. Women recognized it immediately because they had already been doing it themselves for 2 decades. The active mechanism, car bomber coating the hair shaft to hold the style, is unchanged in the curl-defining cream sold at Ulta today for $22 to $38. The formula did not improve. The packaging got better and the memory of the sugar water got worse. Dippity-Doo is still manufactured. It has never stopped working. Number 5. Apple Cider Vinegar Final Rinse. The last thing that touched the hair on wash day was not the conditioner. It was this: 1 tablespoon of Heinz apple cider vinegar in a cup of water, poured slowly from root to tip. No rinse after, just the towel and whatever came next. Women described the result the same way across decades. The hair felt returned to itself, not treated, not coated, simply correct. The acetic acid closed what alkaline shampoo had forced open. The cuticle flattened, and the shine that appeared was not added on top, it was restored from underneath. The industry's response was not to make shampoo less alkaline. It was to launch a correcting product, then a product to prep for the correcting product. The cascade is now $400 million a year. The vinegar that made it unnecessary cost 19 cents in 1957. Number 4. Castor Oil Scalp Massage. Once a week on wash day, use cold-pressed castor oil warmed between the palms. Work it into the scalp with the fingertips in small circles for 5 minutes. Wrap a towel over the hair, leave it for 30 minutes or overnight, then wash out clean. The racinoleic acid in castor oil is a prostaglandin analog. It activates the EP3 receptor, which promotes follicle circulation and growth. A 2021 study in the International Journal of Molecular Sciences documented this mechanism. The hair growth industry, a $3 billion market in minoxidil formulations and peptide serums, was quiet about it. Cold-pressed castor oil costs $6 to $8 for a bottle that lasts 3 months. Ava Gardner's longtime hairdresser, Sidney Gillaroff, described it in a 1961 Life profile as the one thing he used on every client who complained of thinning. Someone would prefer you didn't know that. Number 3. The Saturday night ritual, not a product, a practice. Every Saturday evening in Georgia, in Ohio, in Nebraska, in Pennsylvania, women wash their hair. Not because it was dirty, because Sunday was church, because Sunday was the day you were seen. Hair washed at the kitchen sink, set on rollers or braided damp, wrapped in a scarf, slept on. Sunday morning it came down, combed through, pinned in place, ready. This ritual meant hair was washed once a week, protected during sleep, and styled without heat. Week after week, year after year, without a name for it or a product category to place it in. By 1975, With daily washing and blow-drying standard, that pattern was gone. The hair did not get healthier, it got more expensive to maintain. There is nothing to buy in this item. That is the entire point. Number 2, the 100 brush strokes, 8 minutes, every night. After the dishes and before bed, a specific unhurried ritual that asked only for the brush and the patience to count. Natural bristle, working section by section from scalp to end. Each stroke moved the scalp's own oil down the hair shaft. By stroke 50, the hair already looked different. Stroke 100, and it was done, conditioned every night by its own body at no cost. A 2020 study in the Journal of Investigative Dermatology confirmed that consistent mechanical scalp stimulation measurably increases follicle density over time. Mason Pearson has been making the same boar bristle brush since 1885, $3 in 1955, $45 today. The brush has not been improved upon. Neither has the instruction. Women stopped when the television arrived and 8 minutes became inconvenient. The industry was ready with serums. It had been waiting. Number 1. Wash day once a week. The most radical thing on this list is the simplest. Once a week, on a specific day. Between washes, they left it alone. No daily lather, rinse, repeat. No dry shampoo bridging washes happening every 36 hours. No conditioner to replace what the shampoo stripped. The scalp produces sebum. Sebum is the best conditioner the hair will ever have. The once-a-week ritual let it do its work. Daily washing interrupts that cycle, then sells you 5 products to approximate what the cycle would have done for free. In 1952, the average American woman washed her hair once a week. In 2024, the average is 4.5 times. Shampoo companies spent 70 years moving that number. The recommendation to wash daily did not come from a dermatologist. The women in the photographs from the 1950s, hair that falls like water, holds a curl without heat, shines without serum, were using the cycle their scalp was designed for, before anyone decided that cycle was a problem to solve. The woman from Pittsburgh never called what she did a routine. She called it washing her hair. For most of the 20th century, that distinction didn't need explaining. 15 methods. Between all of them, under $3 in 1958. What changed was not the hair. What changed was who decided confusion was more useful than knowledge and built an industry around that decision. A woman who understands her own scalp buys one thing. A woman who has been taught not to trust herself buys 9. That gap is where the money is. It has always been where the money is. Pick one thing from this list, come back, and tell me in the comments which one and what it did after a week. That conversation is the whole point of this channel. Another video is ready for you right now.